Hey guys, welcome back to Project Zomboid. I've been working on the farm trying to lose as much weight as possible, and I created a beautiful field to plant in for hopefully the next time. We're gonna have to space out crops so that they don't actually line up with each other, but I thought it would be fun to just set something up in a pattern rather than just the generic, every other spot. And I can put in whatever message, but since people have called... Oh, I forgot about that. Since people have taken to calling this character the Worm Man and honestly given him like a lot of backstory, and some of the comments I've just like hearted or pinned some of the ones that entertained me the most. But just scroll down in some of the videos because there's some pretty entertaining shit out there. Anyway, our character lost a little bit more weight. I wanted to lose a lot more weight, but I figured I didn't want to have like a month go by in the game without doing any updates. So it's kind of like it's gonna be a little bit fluffy, this video. I don't think there's gonna be anything too momentous happening, but I am down to 96, and I have a lot more kind of analysis of this character for you from last time. I'm just gonna wait a while because I want him to be able to sleep because we're about to go out. So basically, I'm gonna need a few things if I want this playthrough to really go well. I've started losing these traits, and I think that the ultimate goal, at least at first with this character, should be to get rid of as many of these moodles, or as many of these traits as possible, and then to get rid of as many moodles as possible. Because this character, like, he's shit. And if we can make him less shit, that's kind of the American dream for him right now. Another thing that I noticed was that I had said that if I took down the walls upstairs, I'd be able to sleep in this bed, but that's actually not true, because it turns out that the way that the room definitions work for the game, I thought about this a little bit, and some of you guys said it too in the comments. I'm never going to be able to sleep outside of a prefab room in a prefab room that's pretty small to begin with. So I'd either need to make my own room if I didn't want to be claustrophobic in it, or I would need to, I don't know, like find a room big enough. Kind of like we did at McCoy. Let me just see. So I need water. I'm agitated right now. And actually, I ran out of lighter fluid, which hasn't happened to me yet. I don't know if I'm just an idiot and I lost my lighter, but I'm pretty sure it ran out. I dug up a crap ton more worms. I found more cigarettes in one of the drawers in the house, so that was kind of nice. I'm just going to do a little bit of washing. And I did take some clothes off a dead zombie. So I'm wearing denim now, which is slightly better than what I had before. Let me see what else. I piled up furniture outside of my house as well. You might have seen some of that when I was back there. There's a table in front of the front door. Just anything to keep them at bay, but I don't think a lot are here right now, but they will spawn here, and generally over time, and like if you wait a month or so, the game will try to kill you. Like, they'll send shit out there because the horde events like don't stop happening. They still happen. There's still spawns, so like don't be fooled. We're not safe completely yet. And ultimately, I do want to make this character better, and I mean, I figure if there's like a takeaway from this series, like, hey, if you could manage having more of these negative traits that go away and figure out which ones are manageable, then that's probably a takeaway for a multiplayer server, because then you could potentially make a really, really overpowered character with this. So I'm just trying to think of, other takeaways and things like that. Anyway, I'd like to find a watch today. I'd like to find a safe house watch just so that I can figure out what time it is, what temperature it is, and so on and so forth. And how long I've survived, I don't even know. I'd have to count every single video if I really wanted to know right now. I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, we're getting claustrophobic again. I want to move the bed downstairs. I want to move more furniture outside the home if there is any. Looks like there's nothing else in these horse stalls. Let's see. And if I could find a safe house, that would be really good, because safe houses contain some of the best weapons in the game. And a lot of people have been asking, like, why don't you build a spear? The main reason I don't build a spear is because I think right now it's just going to make him encumbered. It will make him a little bit better in combat, but I kind of trust the attack animations that God, I'm already ridiculously tired and moderately exerted. I don't think that that'll go up, though, if I start walking. If I do walk too far, though, because I am planning on going south today. There's a lot more west, but I think it's going to be tougher. Furniture outside of home, bed downstairs. I can't do any trapping because I don't have any recipe books. I can't do most things because I'm illiterate. Illiterate is a really, really terrible trait the more I think about it. Let's see. Dealing with my depression, tired, hunger, thirst, panic, exhaustion, And the weapon, I believe that's it. And the other last thing I'm going to want to start to think about is staying warm in the winter. I have a lot of sweaters and things like that upstairs, but we'll need more, equipment to get a fire started. A lot of which we can forage for and we're getting better with, but those would be nice things to find along with a knife and a lighter. So I'm hoping that these houses down to the south have this, but if I'm ridiculously tired when I get there, I'm probably just going to turn back and time-lapse through this. Anyway, we're probably going to loot about 2 houses today. I really don't expect much more to happen with this guy because he's super-duper weak in combat still. And I would like to be at, like, 85 kilograms before I really start tackling much. Movement, fighting, and combat. But until then, I'm just going to take off really, really small bites. From the area around us. Okay, so I'm going to just time-lapse there. Okay, so I made it to the first 2 buildings. There's more stuff along this country area, and there's really a whole, like if I wanted to go further into this, there's a lot more places, like farm stands, and just other stuff that they've added to the game out here. But I'm thinking going 1 or 2 houses at a time and just looting the crap out of them is probably going to be my best bet. A lot of structures around here aren't very large though, so I need the entire night to get back to my house because there's no way I'm going to be able to sleep in some of these places. I'm really too claustrophobic. So we're just going to have to hope that there's none around here. Back safe. I feel like I hear something. I just need to always turn up the volume. Jeez. Okay. Jeez, I forgot. What if everything's locked? Okay, fortunately I do have a screwdriver with me, so I can break windows. Probably should have thought of that before I came. I think there's one weapon back home, but it's fine. Okay, yep, there's one in there. If I make enough noise, I could actually just get him to break down the door and the window. That would be way, way better. Okay, I'm probably not gonna... Well, I want to know what's in this house before I fight this one, but... hopefully none, because I really don't want to have to fight more than one, and I didn't come equipped to fight too much. Okay, looks clear here. And this house is actually open. I wonder if there's a weapon in here. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about, like, why don't you pick this weapon, or, like, shotguns or certain weapons. A lot of weapons in the game, at least for this guy, he's just gonna crumble underneath their weight, so... Yeah. Not good. Not good for him. Okay, saucepan. I'll grab it, but I'm not happy about it. I'm probably not even going to use that as a weapon because I just don't trust it that much. None in here, and there is bleach. Apparently you can... I mean, some of you guys had really, really good comments on, like, poison in the game, which I haven't really encountered too much. And apparently you can just have lemongrass, like 40 things of lemongrass if you have bleach, and it'll just absorb all the bleach as poison. And, like, you'll live after drinking bleach or something like that. Unless if you instantly die from bleach, which may very well happen. I can't remember. I rarely, if ever, do I drink bleach in the game. Okay, it looks like we're going to need to agitate them a little bit more. I'm just going to wade through this because it's probably going to take a really long time to happen, but I think it's just one. Alright, I found a couple of cars. They didn't have too much, though. Just a couple of tissues and some bandages and a mint candy, but it's good reason to go searching on roads. I was thinking of doing it in the forest, and actually you might notice that I lost my shirt. I ripped it in the woods. I kind of forgot, but you can rip your shirt a lot more easily. Or it seems like you... Or at least you notice when you're losing condition on your clothing. If that's not already been in place, it's pretty noticeable now that animations are here. Let me see. I do want to do a field test for this, so I'll take one tissue. Actually, 2, because it's gonna get cold, and if I do get a cold, I'm gonna be in trouble. And if I have that happen, then I'm gonna be sneezing, and then I'll attract more of them than I already do. So it'll just spiral out of control. So let's just take it. It's a tissue. But let's see. Tarp. Why do I want a tarp? Okay, a tarp would be good because possibly I can camp. I've heard from some of you guys who've taken agoraphobic that it actually goes away over time, along with claustrophobic. I don't know to what extent, but it takes months supposedly. So I'm hoping that those leave me. or at least die down in their effects, because it'd be nice to not be at a state of extreme panic all the time, because it just makes fights a lot more time-consuming and difficult. So I think that's it. Anyway, we're going to head back to the house and see what we find. Alright, we get a Farming for Beginners book, and it looks like we got one at the door. I'm kind of nervous about this, so I'm going to put a few swings on the door, but I think this thing's been hacking away at the door, so my real fear here would be that it would be more than one, so I'm going to try to back off a little bit. There's still plenty of stuff to do out here, and I did leave those cars without the light bulbs having been dismantled, so what I think I'm actually going to do right now is see if I can start to work toward getting a car. Doing something like this. Let's see. So, okay, I have my screwdriver in my backpack, but if I bring it out here, one really underutilized way of doing electrical skill, I think that this will, I'm almost 100% sure that this works. If I take this out, oh no, I need electrical 0 out of 1. Okay, so then I can actually take the light bulbs out of there, but there's still plenty of stuff to do in here, and I can disassemble the red lamp. I want to disassemble as many electronics as I can, because once I get electric 2 and mechanics 2, or electric 1 and mechanics 2, I think it is, then I can start hot wiring cars. So I've had very good luck with gas cans, nor is there really any chance for this character to make a gas can run, because he's so weak and tired. So there's no way that he's going to get a gas can from like, you know, anywhere to a car, unless if I just happen upon one. So this is probably a really good skill tree to start investing in. Okay, and we gotta pick up TVs if we want to dismantle them, so we'll do that too. Okay, so it doesn't seem like that this zombie is getting any progress breaking down this door. I've checked around the surrounding area. It doesn't look like there's too many others. And I'm still a little bit nervous about this, so I don't actually see them coming in here. But I know that if I try to break this thing down, I'm going to be exhausted before I'm done, so I think I'm going to give him like a couple taps worth of help and then run. And then wait and see if there's any more in there. But yeah, like this is not a situation I recommend. Don't try this at home. I mean, like, ideally just wait, but fuck it. Come on. It's almost like I want to rest between. I wish that I had a better item for breaking down doors. It's just that I guess it's too strong. Okay, so I'm actually just going to try disassembling the door from far away. That way, once I break down the door, I can run and I can keep a little bit more space between myself and the door. Somehow this works, and it's probably going to save me more exertion than if I had done it another way. Only thing that can kill me is if one randomly comes up from the side. Let's find out. Okay, and it looks like it's just that one. Okay. I never had thought of trying that before, but I didn't want to overdo it on the exertion before, so... Right, fortunately we get to get a blunt kill now, so we can up this weapon class. But I'm not going to try to pay any attention to this thing's condition. Really, really weird. I've never used that strategy ever before in my life, but it, you know, it works. If you're that exhausted and if you don't have a weapon, try it out. I'm going to start to wear more warm weather clothing only because I think the cold weather clothing, because I think the cold weather is starting to come on. Anyway, I get the cold moodle whenever I go to sleep. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see, tank top. We'll wear that. I don't even honestly remember. Do I have on a tank top? It's an added layer of protection now, so you can do that. And we'll wear this too. Alright, let's see our protection. We should be... Yeah, we're decently well off now. Alright. And look at this jacket I've got on over everything. Fairly stylish as well. And there might be nothing in this entire room. Alright, no, hand scythe and a book I can't read because I'm illiterate. Another trowel, though. I'll take that just in case if anything stupid happens to my first one. What kind of condition is that in? Should be in decent condition. Alright, yeah, good condition. Good damage. Okay, so at this point, here's our options. I'm at high exertion, I can barely run, so I think I'm just gonna head home at this point, honestly, because if I'm being smart, I head home. If I'm being stupid, I'll probably try to loot other stuff, because there are other buildings out here, and I'll probably come back for them tomorrow. But I think I'd rather go home. I'd rather gain the disassembling skill from taking apart some pieces of that car, and then come back tomorrow when I have a little bit more skill. Ideally, we can start to hotwire cars sooner than later, because, like, for this character, and just for me in general, I'm getting pretty bored of walking. That's literally, this is his top speed now. I'm in no danger whatsoever. At least I think. But yeah, he needs to move around better. Like, this is the reason why people take higher strength and fitness, because it just takes a really, really long time to level them up. And I didn't notice, like, strength isn't quite as bad, but fitness just takes a hell of a long time to level up, especially when you start out with, like, overweight or underweight. Anyway, so we're going to head back, and if we can get a car, that would be awesome. Stay in the rural areas, though, so that you don't draw anymore. I wouldn't recommend going to cities. If any of you guys do try this character, which I hope you do, because I learned a crap ton about the game so far. Okay, so I realize that there's another place at the edge of this property, and hopefully this will have something, maybe some carpentry equipment. That looks like it's about all there is, but it looks like there's a dining room table in here. Like, this is not carpentry. Okay, metal bar, small metal sheet. We could do a lot with metal working here, but wow, I did not know that this was here. Okay, this is really, really good. So this is, so I'm gonna need a higher carpentry level, but it's no matter, because we will be able to get that. We need 3 carpentry, but that's actually gonna keep us warm for the winter, and I had no clue that this was on this farm. I've never even been in this building, come to think, or not since, like, build 36 have I been in this building, so I don't know, maybe it's changed? I certainly don't remember that being in there, though, but the antique oven can keep you warm in the winter, so it's basically like an indoor campfire. So I was thinking about how I would have to experiment with this kind of thing, but it looks like it's already done for us. Okay, so that's one other thing off of our list. Really, we're gonna have more than enough firewood, so I'm just trying to think of, like, basic needs. Like, food, we got covered. Worms, water, we got covered with the well, and, like, exposure or temperature, we got covered now at the antique oven, assuming that we managed to get that carpentry. You know, this is taking way too long. And, like, I've found that my character is not even as well off breaking down doors. I might just start doing this in general now, just dismantling doors as I come to them. I honestly think that this is a better use of time, even with my horrible lack of dexterity on this character. But yeah, okay, so food, water, heat, we got that taken care of. So now pretty much everything else is accessory. We're rapidly dropping in weight now. We're 95, though I've never gotten, and this is weird, like, I haven't been near to starvation as much as I probably could have been. Oh, I need screwdriver for it too. Okay, we'll just grab that, bring it back out. But I haven't gotten the double arrow of weight loss, which seems to happen more often. I mean, it could be because our character just isn't running and isn't exerting himself as much just because he can't, but I don't know, kind of interesting to note if you ever try this character, you can't rapidly lose weight. And it's something that I had a feeling would happen, that, like, he's pretty much stuck at a high weight. I wonder what it would have been like if we had started out as emaciated. I think that this one is worse, but I still wonder. Can't help it. And I don't really think that hard of hearing affects the game that much. Like, you can just, like, for me, I just feel like it makes me turn up my volume. I'd be curious as to what the specifics are in there, as to how that happens. Short-sighted, I haven't noticed that at all, to be completely honest. I don't know. Now at this point, I'm starting to think, like, this character actually could be viable in multiplayer servers, because oftentimes the zombies are cleared out from a lot of areas, and your character's pretty well, you know, hidden. Smoker, I haven't minded for the most part, and if you could get the items, be fine. You know, if you're teaming up with friends and multiple of you guys try to go as this character, I think you'd have a better shot at it, because in general, it's easier that way. I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably going to head back to the house and rest, and then have one last quick look in maybe one more house to the north, because I realize there are a few more houses, and also the Pony Romo that I haven't been to up there. So there's still plenty of opportunities to dismantle things and keep upping our skills. All right. I thought we were going to go for this house, but there's like 10 zombies roaming around it, so I think we're going to leave that one for today. I'm either going to wait for them to disperse or something else, but one weird thing that I've noticed is that I think by default that the peak population day is like 28 or something like that, and then it starts to ramp down, but the game starts to get progressively worse in many ways. Like, they don't just come for you. That's a lot right there, and that's pretty close to my house. They're within a cell of my house. So, like, don't be fooled. I'm not completely safe. I am in danger still, despite the fact that I've got a pretty safe farm right now, and they could come at some point. So I think what I'm going to do for the end of the day... Ooh. It looks like they're repopulating this neighborhood, too. I'd better check around a little bit before I start to, screw around in these houses. But I'm thinking this. Actually, did I ever get this one? I may not have ever killed the one in this garage. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't there one in this garage? Well, she broke out. Okay, I'm just going to scout a little bit around the neighborhood, maybe grab a couple things, but I'd rather not even fight those two if I can avoid it. Any combat I can avoid, I'm still just going to avoid as much as possible. Oh. Hello. All right, that may be our salvation. I can't believe that I found this, though it's unfortunate that we didn't find this when we were back in Muldraw. Still, I mean, gas can, I'll take a gas can. I'm not going to complain about it. I think I'd better drop this thing back off at my house and, like, just be happy with that, because I'm scared to mess anything up with this character at this point. I'm so invested in him because he's gotten so much better and he's not crap anymore, that if he were to die, I would honestly, like, be done for a few I would be done for a few days. I wouldn't post, wouldn't get out of bed. I would just feel bad for him. Man, a full gas can, though. Okay, we're going to have to look around for some cars. I'm probably not going to use the ones from before unless if I can hotwire, but this is more added incentive to start dismantling electronics and look for other broken down car wrecks so that I can then dismantle those and gain hotwiring skill. Alright, our character is getting a lot closer to being not crap anymore. I'm hoping that we can end... you know what, we will. We will end when we get down to 94. 94 kilograms, I'm thinking, would be a good weight to be. That means that's a halfway point, and we're like 7 videos in. So, by video, it's going to take up to like 13 or 14 to get down to a weight where I'm not considered overweight. And now, if you look at the traits, and if you compare them with the first video... Now, it's not the obese one. I'm actually getting overweight, so that does change. There's your proof that it goes away. But you actually can completely get rid of some of these things. I also found a lot of food back there in those houses, most of which was non-perishable. I don't honestly know about ramen noodles. In real life, they don't... Like, it takes a really, really long time for them to go bad. I think peanut butter is also non-perishable. Pepper, you don't really want to eat on its own, but I gotta be careful, because I've also got a weak stomach. And if I eat something wrong, other than worms, for some reason, I guess because they're fresh worms, like, my character might die. So, be careful there. Be careful basically everywhere. And in general, like, I found that the more that I play, the more this kind of rings true to me, is that you need to be humble when you play this game, because otherwise you're going to get killed. Like, I could have bit off a little bit more while I was there. I don't know, like, tried to dismantle more things or get carpentry level 2, but it's just not really going to be that big a payoff, and I'm probably going to get myself killed. So I think at this point we're just going to go to bed. Yeah, we're not even panicked in here, so we should be able to sleep. And now at this point, 95. Good enough for me. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more work on getting my weight down. Probably just more dismantling, but we've still got about 3 or 4 more houses up there to take care of, so I mean, I might even just like run laps around the house. Probably the hardest thing with this character is getting up the fitness, and that's the most important part too, because you can sprint for this long. I'm just going to show you. Yeah, that's as long as you can sprint for, and then your character gets tired. And since you need to be running or sprinting to make a lot of progress, and one thing that I often do with other characters is just sprint around a house for a little while, just to get their sprinting skill up. This guy makes it especially difficult because he can't do it for a very long time. But it's not even going to be a long time before he gets completely out of breath. Yeah. Or, I mean, I'll basically just be taking trips to the well, but my one fear is that winter is starting to come. So I was worried about the heat, but now that I have that antique oven, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, I think, like, that was the last thing that we really needed. It's just that now our life is safe, but we need to make it so that our life isn't so bad. So I think that's what we'll make the next 7 videos about. You know, I always feel conflicted. Where should I go with some of these? But I feel like, you know, we have the necessities for life. In theory, I could live on this farm, just barricading windows, chopping down trees, and slowly building it up. Eventually they'll come. But for the most part, we'll be fine. We could survive to and through the winter here, just living off of worms. So I guess from this point on, we're just working on moodles, really. Moodles and gaining skill. All right, anyway, this has been Worm Man 2019. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.